Hey, this is Jarryd from Lockeroom. I'll do that again. Make me look good. Got my daily meal. Before I start the sprints, don't give me 9-punch combos.
Hey, my favorite.
Oh, thank you. It's not the healthiest thing. I hate that cardio, love this cardio. Rest another 30 seconds, I'm gonna start some sprints. So once we load it into here, we put it on this iPad. Thank you. Got the boxing shakes. Get it, son. So just finished boxing on the 10-15 slot to do some coaching. You're a part of my life. Squeeze the forearms to the biceps. Push, push, push. Woo-hoo. That's how my day looks. Let's do it. Hey, this is Jarryd from Lockeroom. About to start a busy day. First for me is my own training. And then I'm gonna jump on the floor for a little bit, do some coaching, get into some programming. Then we're gonna jump on what we call the platinum coaching to finish today. How are you, man? So my cardio today is going to be sprint training. So I'm getting back into my running. So I've got something called a Moxy monitor. In layman's terms, just measures your intramuscular oxygen levels. So that's just gonna help me go through the session, making sure I'm pushing at the right pace for each sprint and I get the most recovery during each one. After that, we're gonna do a little bit of boxing and then we're gonna jump on the floor. Annie, do you have the iPad? So essentially that little beam sends that light into your muscle. From there, it'll just see the color of the muscle and that will tell you how much oxygen you have in the muscle. At this 10 warm-up, just looking to go through the motion before I start the sprints. Get your warm-up in. So we're in the right start. See how slowly as I jumped off the bike. A little bit of compression, so now I got lots of oxygen rushing to my tissue. So now what we're gonna do is after a minute rest, another 30 seconds, I'm gonna start some sprints. Yeah, perfect.
What are you up to? Up 3 already?
Oh, 1.
That's an unrealistic representation of Jarryd's life.
Bit better controlled that one. That one lost technique a bit. It's got a bit better controlled. Yellow's telling me keep resting. Even though the oxygen levels are going up, you can tell I got pretty messed up. So until it goes green and red, I'll just keep resting a bit more. So I've just finished my cardio. Now the real cardio starts. Mostly technique with Jamie. Watch him criticize everything I do. Hate that cardio, love this cardio. So let's do it.
That back foot's going to whip around that way. You're going to be facing Bridge Street. Ready? Go. That's pretty much perfect. But again, be real careful not to cross that over. Yeah, that's better. That's way better.
So just finished boxing. Kapil saved me his turn of box. So now I'm gonna have a little rest, a little bit of programming stuff, and then jump on the 10-15 slot to do some coaching. Got the boxing shakes. It just said thank you in 9 languages. You see it? Grazie. Get it, son? Enjoying the extra cardio?
I am. Thank you for that.
You're welcome. How's the knee feeling with it all? Cool. Just keep me informed of how those circuit ones are feeling. As long as you're enjoying them and they're not hurting the knee, that's great. Yeah, cool.
Thank you.
No worries. Can that go on my day of the life? So my main role at Lockeroom is lead programmer. So at Lockeroom, we give each client their own individual program. We feel that's the biggest difference between us and every other gym. With all those members, most gyms will just do a stock standard program for everyone. What I'll do is make sure everyone's goals, everyone's physical structure, anything they need changing will get changed. So what I'll do is I'll get in contact with them every 3 weeks to make sure the program went well. We'll go through goals again, make sure those goals are being met. We'll make sure they're hitting their sessions, make sure all the things are happening that should be happening within that program, then see if it's time for a change or not. So this is called Team Builder. This is where we have all our programs set. So for example, I just saw Chris on the floor. I know he needs to change next week. He's been on this for about 3 weeks. Shows me what he's done in the last 3 weeks. He's been pretty consistent. He missed one there. What I'll do is I'll chat to him today, see if he wants to extend that phase another week. So it is due for a change essentially, because we've been on that for a while. If we go based on what you just said, you want to get the legs a bit stronger, do some mixed days. If I was to put in slightly different angles, is there anything you don't want to lose right now? Like you're really excited about keeping? Like the overhead. So the overhead press. Hip thrusts, do you like?
Yep.
Cool, because I want to keep a hinge movement in there. They're the main things. Going for 8 to 10 at that weight, if you push into the same fatigue, won't change anything, you know what I mean? It'd be good to challenge a little bit, because then we can go back up and down a little bit between, just based on the rep count. Just good to change it up and mix it up a little bit for the body, I reckon. You happy with that? Yeah, cool. So what you saw in Team Builder there was essentially what you're seeing here, just a different screen. So once we load it into here, we put it on this iPad. This is just called the weight room view. So it means we can load up multiple programs at the same time. So what we'll do is load them up just before the class starts, so we see what people are coming in, preload their program, see what exercises they're doing today, what day they're up to. Then we'll start to do a little pre-setup, make sure it's all ready to go as soon as they get here. Just slight front foot elevation, so we're just targeting that muscle there on the front. So remember, kind of pull yourself forward. The goal of this one is to extend the knee back. So you kind of want to drive backwards. Make sure that knee comes slightly towards the big toe when you get down there. Keep that arm straight. Try and remember, hold the pole, arm straight. Cross the body. This is Ben's pump day. 4, 5. It's all right for a warm-up. And we'll swap for this, and you got your curls for the girls today. Little step back. Remember, squeeze the forearms to the biceps. Don't try and throw it up. And then you want to kind of lower it forward. 1, 2, 3. So there's 2 ways to do it. You can kind of be here, out slightly in front, or you can go behind the body, but still goes slightly in front. So hold there. Yeah, nice. Pause for a second. Yeah, that's better. So you're slightly in front. Now that's on top. You're squeezing that in. Yeah. My man, looking slick. We want that back leg to go nice and low. Back of the leg, back of the leg. As you push back, I just want you to lean back, come forward. How are you? Good, my man? Yeah, how's things?
That's not what I want to hear.
Don't film this one from behind. It looks awkward. Yeah, good. Better on the heels. Extend, extend, extend. Good. When you get to about there, roll it down. Roll it down. Ribs stay down. Go. Yeah, nice. You've got a couple more, even if they're half reps. I want that muscle to fatigue. Drive, drive, drive. Get it in. There we go. That was a full rep.
I'm not doing cardio because I've got a call now.
Don't get that on camera. He's doing cardio.
I'm doing cardio.
And cut.
Best thing ever.
All right, so finish the morning coaching. Gonna go to a quick bite to eat, look at some of the programs, and then we're back on the floor in about an hour. Some nice chicken snitty. So after cardio, I like a nice high dense calorie meal. So got my good amount of protein, energize me the rest of the day. It's not the healthiest thing, but I would go pork belly as my favorite though. Have you had the pork belly?
Does every trainer come on these videos and just have like terrible food?
So just had a good feed. Now we've got a busy afternoon, got 2 coaching slots, and then we're going to go into some technical role playing with the other coaches. We're going to finish today with platinum coaching, learning a bit more about the biomechanics of the lower body. Let's do it. You're going to roll down, I'm going to throw you to the top. You're going to get nice and set, and then we're going to start the first rep. All right, roll it back, throw at the top, and up. Big first rep. Up. There we go. 4 more. 1 more, or you. Big drive. Up. Push, push, push. Slow down, and woo-hoo. Yeah, it's usually about 3 or 4. I find most people new weight, you're like, oh fuck, I'm done. But you get a couple more in. Maybe 3 weeks time, we'll be going for those 40s. Try not to throw the chest forward. Stay tall. Shoulder blades are coming together naturally. Yeah. When you're here, like they're already together. So any more is just like chest up, lower back forward. Like it's just not a necessary part. But that stretch forward you got was quite good. Okay. That little stretch forward. Obturator, internus and externus, and superior, inferior. So at Lockeroom, we do something called platinum coaching. So every coach has their kind of speciality. So today, me and Sean, our GM, will be going through biomechanics, so functional anatomy, and today's session is the lower body. Thank you. So if you know the glute medius, that has posterior, anterior fibers. So the anterior fibers will have a bit of leverage to internally rotate the hip. Because there's anterior and posterior fibers they're finding in the new research. They both have technically you could call that like separate muscles in some points. But now the new research is showing they kind of have different lines depending what position you're in. All right, so that's a wrap for day in the gym. We're gonna go home after this, do a couple more hours of programming, call some of you members, make sure everything's up to date for next week.